The vast darkness of space stretched for millions of kilometers, broken only by the faint glow of distant stars. In that endless void, a fleet of alien warships moved with precision, surrounding a lone vessel. It was a human warship, the likes of which the aliens had only ever seen in old intelligence reports. Its design was simple, almost fragile-looking, with a sleek metallic hull and no obvious weapons protruding. On board the lead alien ship, the bridge buzzed with activity. Screens glowed with data, sensors hummed, and alien officers leaned forward, eyes wide with curiosity and amusement. "Pathetic," one of them muttered, his many eyes scanning the human vessel. "They call this a warship? Primitive technology. This will be easy." Another alien, taller and covered in silvery scales, tilted its head. "Indeed. Let us scan every system. Let us see how weak these humans truly are." The scanners activated, sending invisible waves across the human ship. Data poured in: hull integrity, propulsion systems, life support, and weapons. The alien officers expected the usual primitive arrays, some lasers, maybe weak missiles. They expected nothing to challenge their fleet. But then something strange happened. The readings fluctuated. Energy signatures spiked in patterns the aliens did not recognize. A screen flashed red, a warning light blinking insistently. One alien officer gasped, something rare for their species. This is impossible," he whispered. All eyes turned to the monitors. The energy spikes continued, pulsing rhythmically. They did not match any known weapon or shield technology. The aliens tried to interpret the data, running it through their AI prediction systems, but nothing worked. Every calculation failed. The commander, a massive alien with armored plating and jagged teeth, growled in frustration. "Explain this." A younger officer trembled as he pointed at the screen. "Sir, these readings, they are changing. Every time we think we understand them, they change again. It is as if the ship adapts, learns faster than we can track." The commander narrowed his eyes, his mandibles clicking. Humans adapting? No species can adapt this quickly. They are weak. They cannot be dangerous. Yet, the more they scanned, the more their certainty wavered. On the human warship, there was no panic, no visible movement. Crew members moved with calm precision, checking panels, adjusting minor settings, talking in soft voices. There was nothing aggressive, nothing threatening, yet the alien fleet felt a growing unease. "Something is wrong," muttered another alien officer, his voice low and hesitant. They hide something. I can feel it. Our scans cannot read it fully." The commander slammed a clawed hand on the console. "Enough speculation. Focus on the readings." But even as the aliens tried to regain control, the human warship seemed to respond. Energy signatures adjusted subtly, almost as if the ship itself were alive. Defensive systems activated in patterns the aliens had never seen. It was not firing, but it was preparing. Every minor adjustment was calculated, precise, and almost mocking in its simplicity. A young alien tech officer leaned closer to the scanner display. "Commander, it's as if the ship knows we are watching. Every attempt to measure it changes its response." The commander's eyes narrowed to slits. "This is impossible. All species respond to scanners in predictable ways. They cannot do this." As the alien fleet continued its analysis, the tension on the bridge grew. Officers whispered among themselves, some of them showing signs of panic, a rare and dangerous emotion for their kind. "What if they are stronger than we thought?" one asked, almost in fear. Another officer hissed, "No, they are humans. Fragile, weak, they cannot fight fleets. Perhaps it is a trick, some kind of cloaking or hidden device." But even as they debated, the sensors kept revealing anomalies. The human warship's hull emitted faint energy waves, not detectable by traditional weapon systems. Its propulsion system adjusted constantly, keeping it perfectly stable, almost dancing in space. Alien AI tried to calculate its movement, but it could not predict the patterns. Every prediction failed. The silence on the bridge became heavier. Normally, The aliens would mock and strategize freely, but now even the commander hesitated. His instincts screamed danger. "Prepare for battle," he ordered finally, though his voice carried uncertainty. "And be cautious. We know almost nothing about this ship." As the alien fleet readied weapons and shields, the human warship continued its quiet work. Its crew remained calm, almost unaware of the attention they had drawn. And yet, the aliens felt it, the unmistakable weight of potential. It was not just a warship. It was something else, something far more dangerous than any species had anticipated. The lead alien officer stared at the scanner screen one last time. The energy spikes pulsed again, faster this time, almost taunting them. "I do not understand," he whispered, disbelief and fear mingling in his voice. They are more than human, more than we imagined." The commander's claws clenched. His mind raced with possibilities, none of them comforting. He had led fleets across galaxies, faced predators, invaders, and armies, but nothing had ever made him feel this dread. The humans, in their silent ship, had already shifted the balance of fear. And in that moment, every alien on the bridge understood something terrifying. They had underestimated humanity. The scanners continued to hum. The warship waited silently, and somewhere deep in space, the first cracks in the aliens' confidence began to show. The alien fleet drifted around the human warship, scanning every inch, every system. Despite the anomalies they had seen, the aliens were determined to learn more. They launched tiny probes, small drones built to slip inside vessels, recording everything. The probes moved silently, slipping past shields and hull plating, entering the human ship like shadows. Inside, the warship was calm. Crew members moved efficiently from one station to another. Humans checked control panels, adjusted minor systems, and spoke in quiet, sharp tones. There was no panic, no fear, no hint that they were being watched by a fleet of alien ships. The aliens expected confusion, even terror. Instead, they found precision. "Look at them," one alien officer hissed from the bridge. His many eyes widened. "They are organized, far beyond what we anticipated." "Perhaps it is a coincidence," another said. "A lucky arrangement of systems. They cannot truly be this capable." The probes floated through corridors and into restricted compartments. Alien sensors were overwhelmed by the strange machines inside. Some emitted faint energy pulses, others displayed holographic projections, complex symbols that changed every second. One probe hovered over a sealed chamber. Its sensors picked up an energy spike far beyond any known weapon technology. The lead alien officer froze. "What is that?" "Impossible," muttered a young tech officer. "That energy signature, it cannot exist in a vessel of this size." The chamber suddenly activated. A hologram projected into the air, forming a three-dimensional map of a weapon system the aliens had never seen before. Long-range cannons, defensive grids, hidden turrets, all connected in a network that seemed to react to the movement of enemies automatically. Another alien whispered, trembling, It's alive. The ship itself, it reacts." The aliens leaned closer, tried to understand. Every calculation failed. Every prediction of the ship's capabilities was wrong. The human warship was far more than a simple vessel. Its systems adapted, reacted, and prepared for threats the aliens hadn't even imagined. On the bridge of the lead alien ship, tension mounted. The commander slammed his clawed hand on the console. "Focus. Explain this technology." But no one could. They had studied countless species, analyzed weapons from thousands of worlds, yet nothing prepared them for this. The warship was not just strong, it was intelligent. Every human crew member worked seamlessly with the ship, as if the vessel and its crew were a single entity. Inside, the humans went about their routine without even noticing the alien probes. A young engineer adjusted a control panel, and a soft hum filled the room. Energy lines traced the hull, almost like veins, and the aliens noticed that each adjustment seemed to strengthen the ship's defenses further. An alien officer spoke, voice shaking. "It's as if the ship knows we are here, and it does not care. It is calm, yet ready. The commander's eyes narrowed. This changes everything. Perhaps humans are not weak. Perhaps they are dangerous. The alien fleet continued its observations. They noticed more hidden compartments, each containing unusual devices. Some looked like advanced shields, others like weapons that could destroy entire ships. The aliens could not read the technology fully. It was beyond their understanding. "They are not just prepared for battle," muttered a young officer. "They are prepared for war against anyone, against the entire galaxy." The lead commander growled, pacing the bridge. "How can a single species develop such systems in secret? No species has ever done this. Humans are supposed to be primitive, yet this is something else entirely." Meanwhile, the human crew continued their quiet work. A captain glanced at a monitor, noting the positions of the alien fleet outside. He pressed a few buttons, sending silent signals across the ship. Defensive systems adjusted automatically. Weapons remained hidden but ready, poised to strike if the aliens made a single mistake. The probes recorded everything, sending back streams of data. The alien analysts tried to interpret it, but every answer led to more questions. Every discovery made the humans seem more dangerous, more unpredictable. Finally, the aliens realized the truth. The humans were not only advanced, they had been hiding it. Every system, every device, every strategy had been designed to deceive. To an enemy, the ship looked harmless, almost simple. But in reality, it was a fortress, a weapon, and a puzzle that no alien could solve easily. The commander hissed through clenched teeth. "Prepare the fleet. We must consider the possibility that we cannot defeat this ship easily. We must be careful. Every move could be a trap." But even as they spoke, the aliens knew that caution might not be enough. The humans had prepared for this. They had anticipated every known tactic, every known weapon. And the more the aliens scanned, the more they realized there were things they could not see, things they could not understand, things that could destroy them if provoked. A final reading from the probes caused panic among the aliens. A series of hidden systems glowed faintly, almost as if the ship itself were alive. Defensive shields, offensive turrets, automated drones, all ready to respond to any threat. And yet, the ship remained calm, silent, almost serene in its power. The commander stared at the monitors in disbelief. "We underestimated them. We thought this would be simple. We thought humans were weak. We were wrong." For the first time in the history of the alien fleet, fear spread across the bridge. The warship before them was not just a vessel. It was a statement, a warning. And the aliens understood something terrifying. Humanity was not a species to underestimate. The human warship drifted silently through space, unaware of the panic it had caused. Its crew continued their routine, calm and precise. And somewhere deep inside the alien fleet, a realization struck, a truth that would change the way the galaxy saw humans forever. They had just discovered the first hint of humanity's hidden power. The alien fleet hovered silently around the human warship. They had scanned every system, probed every compartment, and yet they understood almost nothing. The human vessel seemed simple from the outside, but every discovery inside had shattered their confidence. On board the lead alien ship, officers gathered around the main display. Charts, graphs, and holograms attempted to simulate human behavior in combat. But every prediction failed. Every calculation ended in confusion. The humans were unpredictable. "This is unusual," whispered a young officer. "No species has ever defied our AI predictions like this. Their movements, their choices, they do not follow logic as we understand it." The commander's multiple eyes narrowed. "Explain," he demanded, though his tone carried tension. The officer gestured to the display. "We have modeled dozens of scenarios, attack patterns, evasive maneuvers, defensive responses. In every simulation, humans act differently than predicted. Every time we adjust, they respond in ways that our systems cannot calculate." Another alien leaned closer, hissing in disbelief. They improvise. They do not just follow strategy. they created on the spot. The aliens stared at the data in growing horror. They had always relied on logic, on known patterns. Every species in the galaxy had predictable weaknesses, predictable strengths. But humans, these strange, fragile creatures, ignored all rules. They were clever. They were bold. And most terrifying of all, they were not afraid. On board the human warship, the crew moved as one. Each officer responded to changes in the environment, adjusting shields, weapons, and propulsion in real time. There were no mistakes, no hesitation. Every decision was calculated in an instant, yet flexible, as if the ship itself guided them. The alien AI tried to anticipate the humans' next move. Every calculation failed. Systems crashed and rebooted, trying to catch up. The aliens had never faced a species that could think so quickly, adapt so easily, and act with such precision. The lead commander hissed, frustration and fear mingling in his voice. How can a species be this unpredictable? A veteran officer, one who had commanded fleets across the outer galaxies, shook his head. I have seen hundreds of species fight. I have led fleets into countless battles. But I have never seen minds like this. They are creative. They do not follow logic. They are dangerous. The alien fleet continued to hover, unsure how to proceed. They could attack, but every scan suggested the humans were always one step ahead. Their strategies were layered, adaptive, almost alive. Meanwhile, the humans inside their warship worked with calm precision. Captain Harris observed the alien fleet outside and gave a single command: adjust pattern delta. Prepare adaptive shields. Monitor every frequency. Every officer followed without hesitation. Every system responded instantly. The ship itself seemed to breathe, shifting and reacting as one living organism. The aliens could not understand it. They could not predict it. Back on the alien bridge, whispers of fear spread. They are not just ships, one officer muttered. They are minds connected to the ship, coordinated. Everything works together. Everything anticipates threats before they happen. The commander growled, prepare to fire. We must test them. A volley of laser beams erupted from the alien fleet. The human warship moved as if it expected it. Shields flared, energy deflected, and countermeasures activated in perfect timing. The aliens stared in disbelief. The humans had neutralized the attack without a single casualty, without even revealing their hidden weapons. This is impossible, one alien hissed. We have fired, and they reacted before we even hit them. The commander slammed a clawed hand on the console. Observe everything. Record it all. We need to understand before we are destroyed. But understanding seemed impossible. The humans were not just strong, they were inventive. Every action was clever, every reaction precise, every strategy unexpected. They were not just fighting, they were learning, adapting, predicting in real time. An alien analyst leaned forward, voice trembling. Sir, their minds, they are weapons. Every human we have observed is a threat. They are extraordinary. The commander's eyes narrowed. He had faced killers, predators, and even war machines capable of destroying worlds. But he had never faced an enemy like this. Humans did not fight like anyone else. They were chaotic, yet precise. Fragile, yet deadly. Simple, yet incomprehensible. The alien fleet held their fire, hesitating for the first time in centuries. Each officer realized a terrifying truth. Attacking humans without full understanding was a risk they could not afford. One mistake could destroy ships, crews, and even entire squadrons. On the human warship, nothing had changed. The crew continued their routine, calm and collected. Captain Harris observed the alien fleet silently. No panic, no arrogance, just focus, just preparation. And somewhere deep in the alien fleet, fear began to take root. A fear not of weapons, but of minds. The human warship had revealed something far more dangerous than any laser, missile, or shield. It had revealed the human mind. Unpredictable, inventive, fearless. And the aliens understood a terrifying fact. In every battle to come, the humans would always be one step ahead. The lead alien commander clenched his claws, struggling to process what he had learned. We have underestimated them, he whispered. We cannot predict them. We cannot control this. For the first time, an alien fleet felt the weight of uncertainty. And for the humans, it was as if the game had only just begun. The aliens would soon learn that intelligence, courage, and creativity could be far more dangerous than any weapon. The stars stretched on around them, silent witnesses to the growing tension. And in the void of space, a single thought echoed through the minds of every alien officer. Humans are not just a species. They are a force the galaxy has never faced before. The alien fleet had been watching, scanning, and analyzing the human warship for hours. Every officer aboard their ships now knew the truth. Humans were unlike any species they had ever faced. Their technology was advanced, their strategies unpredictable, and their minds sharp as blades. But the commander was not willing to retreat. Pride and fear clashed inside him. He decided it was time to attack. Fire all weapons, he roared, claws slamming against the console. Test them. Show them who rules this sector. Laser beams and plasma cannons erupted from the alien ships, streaking across the darkness of space toward the human warship. The bridge trembled with energy pulses as shields engaged, lights flickering across the hull. The aliens expected panic, confusion, maybe even a quick surrender. What they did not expect was precision. On board the human ship, the crew moved as if anticipating every attack. Shields flared in perfect timing, energy redirected to vulnerable points, countermeasures deployed automatically. The aliens' first volley hit nothing. Every shot was neutralized, absorbed, or deflected. This is impossible, hissed an alien officer. Every weapon is blocked. How do they react so fast? Captain Harris on the human warship remained calm, eyes scanning the enemy positions. Adjust vector by 3 degrees. Redirect shield energy to quadrants 4 and 7. Prepare countermeasures. Every command flowed smoothly, every crew member knowing exactly what to do. The human ship moved as one. Its motions were fluid, yet precise, almost like it had a mind of its own. The aliens fired again, this time coordinating multiple ships. Plasma beams cut through space in deadly arcs. But the human warship anticipated every angle. The energy absorbed, the beams reflected, and small automated drones launched from hidden compartments, intercepting missiles before they reached the hull. On the alien bridge, disbelief turned to panic. "Stop firing! Stop firing!" shouted one officer. "We cannot hit them. Every attack fails." The commander roared, teeth bared, mandibles clicking angrily. "They are human, fragile. There must be a way to break them." Yet the human ship did not flinch. It countered silently. A hidden turret fired, striking one alien cruiser at a weak point no scanner had detected. Explosions rippled across the alien ship's hull. Alarms blared. Crew members struggled to maintain control. "Impossible. They hit us," another officer cried. How do they even know?" Captain Harris observed the battlefield calmly. "We've prepared for this," he said quietly. "They cannot win if we stay disciplined." Every alien move seemed anticipated. Every attack carefully deflected. The human warship moved like a predator, dodging, striking, and retreating in perfect rhythm. The aliens realized with growing horror. They were being outsmarted by a single ship, by a species they had always dismissed as weak. A young alien officer, shaking, whispered to his neighbor, "Do you see it? They planned for everything. Every move we made, every angle, it was anticipated." The older officer's eyes widened. "I have never seen anything like this. They're not just fighting. They are teaching us how weak we are." The alien commander's pride cracked. He had led fleets across countless battles, conquered planets, and defeated powerful species. But here, in the darkness of space, facing humans, he felt fear like never before. "Focus all firepower," he ordered, desperation in his voice. "We must destroy that ship now." But every strike failed. Every volley was neutralized. The humans seemed calm, almost bored, as if the alien attacks were predictable exercises. Their counterattacks, though measured, were deadly. Another alien vessel exploded in flames, its crew screaming as the warship struck at its weak point. The commander's eyes burned with anger. How is this possible? One ship, one human ship, is destroying my fleet. Meanwhile, inside the human warship, Captain Harris watched the enemy's panic with quiet satisfaction. Keep pressure on them, he said. Let them feel their mistakes. Every move they make, we are ready. The alien fleet scrambled, tried to retreat, tried to regroup, but the humans were relentless. Defensive systems, hidden weapons, and automated drones forced the aliens to retreat slowly. Every retreat caused damage. Every decision was anticipated. Every misstep punished. Finally, the commander realized something terrifying. This warship was not just a ship. It was a symbol of human ingenuity, preparation, and power. A single vessel had brought fear to an entire fleet. Retreat, he finally ordered, voice trembling with anger and fear. Fall back and regroup. They are beyond anything we imagined. The aliens retreated, sending messages to other fleets across the sector, warnings of a human threat unlike any other. The human warship drifted silently, unharmed, as if nothing had happened. Its crew continued their routine, calm, collected, and ready for whatever came next. Captain Harris glanced at the alien fleet. He knew this was only the beginning. They had tested humanity's patience, strength, and cunning, and the galaxy had learned something important. Humans were not to be underestimated. The stars stretched endlessly around them, silent witnesses to the first true strike of humanity. And somewhere in the alien fleet, fear spread like wildfire. They had faced many enemies before, but none like this. None as clever, as dangerous, or as unpredictable as humans. For the humans, it was just another day aboard their ship. But for the aliens, the first strike was a nightmare they would never forget. Humanity had revealed its power, and the galaxy would tremble at what came next. The alien fleet limped through space, battered and confused. Their attacks had failed, their strategies outsmarted at every turn. A wave of fear and disbelief swept across the bridge of the lead alien ship. They had underestimated the humans, and now the truth was becoming impossible to ignore. "Commander, we must understand them," a young officer cried, his voice trembling. "We cannot continue without knowing what powers that ship. There is something hidden," the commander growled, pacing across the console. "Then we uncover it. Hack their systems. Probe deeper. Find their secrets, whatever it takes." The alien tech officers worked furiously, sending scanning pulses and attempting to break through the warship's defenses. But every attempt failed. The humans had built layers upon layers of protection, shields invisible to alien sensors, and adaptive systems that changed in real time. It was as if the ship itself were alive, defending itself with intelligence far beyond the aliens' understanding. Inside the human warship, the crew continued their quiet work. Captain Harris glanced at a monitor showing the alien attempts to hack the ship. "They're probing again," he said calmly. "Activate adaptive firewalls. Seal non-essential systems. Keep them busy while we prepare." The aliens noticed something that terrified them even more. The human ship was not just reacting, it was anticipating. Every probe, every attack, every effort to uncover secrets was met with precision and countermeasures. They had not just built a ship, they had built a fortress, a weapon, and a living mind all at once. "Impossible," one alien officer shouted. "They anticipated everything before we even did it." Another officer's many eyes widened. "It is not just the ship, it is the humans themselves. They are connected to it, guiding it, controlling it, as if it were part of them." The commander's claws clenched tightly. He had fought many species, destroyed entire fleets, but never had he felt such fear. This was not just an enemy. This was something beyond prediction, something that challenged everything the aliens had ever known. Suddenly, the alien fleet's sensors picked up a new signal. It was faint, almost hidden, a series of energy patterns that did not match any known technology. The commander leaned forward, eyes narrowing. "Scan it," he ordered. As the scans came in, the aliens realized with horror that this signal was linked to a hidden network within the human warship. It was a command system capable of controlling hundreds of defensive and offensive mechanisms simultaneously, adjusting to enemy tactics faster than any AI in the galaxy. One officer gasped that they have prepared for every species, every known weapon, every possible attack scenario for centuries. The commander's claws slammed onto the console. Centuries? How is this possible? They are humans. They should be weak. The aliens watched in disbelief as more hidden systems activated across the human warship. Automated drones emerged silently from hidden compartments. Shield generators flared to full power, and concealed weapon systems aligned perfectly with the positions of every alien ship. Every move the aliens had made was already countered before it happened. "They planned this," whispered a veteran officer. "They have anticipated our every move and probably the moves of countless others across the galaxy. Every human vessel is a trap waiting for the unwary." Inside the human warship, Captain Harris gave another quiet command: "Prepare full tactical analysis. Maintain shields. Monitor alien retreat patterns. They do not yet understand the true power we hold." The aliens were now panicked. They had always considered humans primitive, weak, and unprepared. But now they realized their entire perception of humanity had been wrong. Every fleet, every strategy, every engagement they had ever fought would be challenged by humans. The galaxy had never faced a species so clever, so prepared, and so deadly. This changes everything," one alien officer whispered in fear. "We cannot win. Not now, not ever. Humanity is too dangerous." The commander could only nod in grim agreement. The warship before them was not just advanced. It was a demonstration of centuries of planning, intelligence, and foresight. Humans had hidden their power, waiting for the right moment to reveal it. And now, that moment had arrived. The alien fleet withdrew, battered and terrified. Their communications carried warnings to every corner of the galaxy. "Do not underestimate humans. They're not weak. They are prepared. They are dangerous beyond imagination." And the human warship continued to glide silently through space, calm, precise, and fully aware of its impact. Inside, the crew moved with quiet efficiency, unaware of the chaos they had caused in the hearts of the aliens. Captain Harris looked at the monitors, a small, confident smile on his face. "They've seen only a fraction of our power," he said softly. "The galaxy will learn soon enough." For the aliens, the revelation was devastating. Humanity was not just another species to conquer or fight. They were intelligent, prepared, and unyielding. They had turned what looked like a simple ship into a fortress, a weapon, and a symbol of human superiority. The stars stretched endlessly around the silent human warship. And somewhere deep within the alien fleet, a new reality sank in. The galaxy would never look at humans the same way again. Humanity had revealed its secret, and the universe would tremble at the consequences. The alien fleet had withdrawn, scattered, and defeated, not by numbers, not by luck, but by a single human warship. Across the galaxy, communications channels lit up with frantic warnings. Humans are not weak. They are dangerous beyond imagination. Avoid engagement at all costs. On board the human warship, the crew moved as if nothing had happened. Shields hummed softly, energy levels balanced perfectly, and weapons remained hidden, ready only if needed. Captain Harris stood on the bridge, calm and collected, watching the retreating alien ships. "They're fleeing," he said quietly. "They've seen what they cannot fight, and they know we can strike anywhere." A young officer looked puzzled. "Sir, do we pursue them?" Captain Harris shook his head. "Not yet. Let the message spread. Let them understand humanity's strength. The galaxy must learn caution before they test us again." The stars stretched endlessly, silent witnesses to the events that had unfolded. For centuries, humans had hidden their true power. For centuries, they had prepared, studied, and advanced in secret. The galaxy believed humans were weak, fragile, and predictable. The aliens had learned the truth. Humans were clever, adaptable, and far stronger than any species had imagined. Far across distant systems, alien leaders gathered in panic. Reports streamed in from fleets that had encountered humans. Battles were described in disbelief. Entire squadrons destroyed or outmaneuvered by a single human warship. Leaders trembled as they realized the scale of humanity's preparation. One elder alien whispered, fear shaking his voice. They anticipated us all along. Every tactic, every weapon, every strategy, they prepared for it. Another alien's many eyes widened. We thought humans were weak. We thought they could be defeated. But we were wrong. They are a force to be reckoned with. Back on the human warship, Captain Harris activated the navigation system, plotting a course to the next sector. We cannot fight every species at once, he said, but we can show them that humans are not to be underestimated. Let the galaxy know what we are capable of. The crew moved silently, efficiently, as if every action had been planned decades ago. They were not just a crew. They were a unit, a force, and a symbol of human ingenuity. The warship itself seemed alive, responding instantly to every input, adjusting to every possibility. The alien fleet, meanwhile, struggled to regroup. Fear and confusion spread among officers and captains. How could one species, one seemingly small and fragile species, outthink and outmaneuver them all? Every simulation failed. Every prediction was useless. Humans were unpredictable, unstoppable, and clever beyond imagination. In the void of space, news of humanity's power traveled quickly. Aliens whispered in every system. Fleets would be attacked, worlds could be conquered, and no species was safe if humans chose to intervene. The galaxy's perception of humanity had shifted completely, from weak and primitive to a dominant, intelligent, and terrifying force. On the human warship, Captain Harris watched the distant alien ships fade into the darkness. Let them talk, he said softly. Let them fear. Let them learn. The galaxy is finally beginning to understand. The human mind is a weapon as powerful as any ship or cannon. The crew nodded silently. They had trained, prepared, and lived for this moment. Humanity had revealed itself, not through war, not through aggression, but through skill, intelligence, and control. The message was clear. Humans were not to be underestimated, and the galaxy would remember this day forever. As the stars stretched endlessly ahead, a sense of quiet power filled the bridge. The warship moved with confidence, unafraid, unstoppable. Humans had hidden their strength for centuries, and now the galaxy knew. Fear had replaced arrogance. Caution had replaced confidence, and respect, hard-earned and wary, was beginning to grow. Somewhere far away, an alien fleet commander whispered to his officers, voice trembling, "Prepare. Humanity is coming. And this time, we cannot predict them." And the human warship continued through space, silent, calm, and ready for whatever the galaxy might send next. It was more than a ship, it was a statement. A symbol of human ingenuity, courage, and power. The galaxy had been warned. Humanity was here. Humanity was prepared. And humanity would never be underestimated again. The stars seemed to shine a little brighter around the warship, a silent acknowledgement of the force that now walked among the stars. And somewhere deep in the minds of aliens across the galaxy, one thought echoed again and again. Never underestimate humans.